Out in front, let's see if Matt Kenseth can make the most of winning the pole. Kenseth hasn't won in 2017. Can he change that tonight? Green flags in the air from Richmond. A week ago, these cars and drivers were at Darlington, a racetrack that's known for chewing up tires. Well, Richmond, not a lot different. The tires will definitely be abused tonight. How long can they last, and who will abuse them the most or get the most out of them? Well, Jimmy Johnson's not used to running 20th, and right now he's running in the 20th position and not making up any ground.
No, and the question is, when does the panic set in? We have this conversation every year, but when are the 48 going to step it up? I think next week at Chicago will really be the test.
And some smoke coming out of the 20 there. A caution has come out. Looked like it was smoke out of the back of the 20, but
yeah, it had that whisper around it. It definitely something looked off for sure, Rick.
Race leader Matt Kenseth, look at this, locks the brakes up going into the turn. Doesn't lose the lead, and I'm not sure that was the reason for the caution, though. Caution came out just about the same time. Ready for the restart. 3 cars stayed out. Brad Keselowski, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Paul Menard. They're on old tires compared to the 20 of Matt Kenseth, who will restart on the outside of row 2. 8 laps of racing to go. Four wide going through 1 and 2. Kyle Busch shoots to the lead. Fighting for position, fighting for playoff points. Kyle Busch out front, wanting a win in this stage. This is it. The last lap of stage 1. Kyle Busch, car length and a half in front of Kyle Larson. Larson's going to go high. As they come out of turn 4, it's Kyle Busch winning stage 1. Top 10, all earning points. Already the 11th stage win for Kyle Busch as he wins stage 1 at Richmond, the last race of the regular season. And Ryan Newman stayed out. He's on the outside of row 1. And back to racing.
I'm a little worried about that 31's plan, staying out on older tires. The strategy that the 2 in those cars employed is because they knew the caution was coming at the stage end. Well, unfortunately for the 31 of Ryan Newman, if this ends up being a very long run, it could cost the 31 a lap.
Yeah, I think he had a speeding penalty early in the race, and I think maybe they were just trying to gamble a little bit to get that track position back.
Oh, and that's tight racing. 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide. Eric Jones wisely backs out in that bright Dayglow 77 on the bottom of the racetrack. He knows he needs to win this race, but he can't win it with 290 to go. 4 wide into turn 1 was not going to be a good decision.
Yeah, Martin Truex Jr. moving around right now, just trying some different lines. Great thing about this short track, you can run all over it. You can try the middle, 3rd lane, bottom right now. Big run on the bottom.
Almost looks like it's going to be easy for Martin Truex Jr. to get by the 18 of Kyle Busch. Martin Truex Jr. takes the lead at Richmond.
New leader, 78, come on.
New leader, 78 of Martin Truex Jr., but just as quickly as we say that, the 18 of Kyle Busch trying to duck back to the inside. Look once again who's working their way through 3 and 4. And this will be his 53rd playoff point. Martin Truex Jr. wins stage 2. 53 playoff points for Martin Truex Jr. Again, the playoff points work. You win a point for the stage. You win 5 for a race. He's already accumulated 53 points. That's including the regular season points that he was able to win for winning that. Those are 15 extra. Up front, Martin Truex Jr., Matt Kenseth. Green flag back in the air. Great restart for Kyle Larson. Can he hold on to that spot?
So see Clint Boyer, what he's doing, how high he is on corner entry, gets to the middle of the corner, gets the car to turn. Now he goes to the throttle. Now when he leaves, he doesn't have to turn the wheel because he's already going straight. That helps the rear tires hook up. Marty.
And Jeff, if you're Joey Logano, you don't want to let that 14 by because,
into the wall is the 10 of Danica Patrick. And after having a great run, Danica Patrick the wrong way and got into the wall. She was running in the 18th position. She had been fighting to get almost into the top 10. Let's take a look at what happened.
Austin Dillon right behind her. Both of them way up the racetrack. I don't know. I mean, obviously they made contact, but Austin was much higher than I would have anticipated him being.
Austin way up the racetrack, and Danica didn't actually make contact with the wall. And a problem for the 20 of Kenseth.
Oh, they're going behind the wall. You heard on the radiator, or on the radio, is it the radiator or the oil cooler? So there must be a leak of some sort. You see the nose crushed in right here. I think it happened coming to pit road, didn't it, Jeff?
Mechanical. Pull it over here behind the wall.
It almost had to. I saw everybody bottled up on pit road. You see the safety trucks on pit road.
Yeah, the ambulance stops right at the commitment line.
That's just a miscommunication. I don't know if NASCAR told them to roll, or if they rolled by themselves and pit road was open. Normally pit road would not be open with the rescue squad there, but you can see right here they have no idea he's supposed to be, that he's going to be there. He's not supposed to be there. He shouldn't be there.
And Martin Truex Jr. was not happy about that, Jeff. He said, I don't know what they were doing there. I had no idea. I couldn't see what he was talking about. Now we see what he was talking about. Meanwhile, Matt Kenseth has pulled behind his pit stall into an opening here. He has damage, obviously, on the front. That's their main concern. He also has rear damage as well, as they're going to try and get this fixed here for the 20 team, but damage on the front end of that 20 car.
Back to racing. Brad Keselowski on the inside. Kyle Larson on the outside, fighting for the lead at Richmond. Here comes the 78, Martin Truex Jr. trying to look to the inside of that 41, but still door to door for the lead. Now it's Larson. Larson out front. Keselowski running a little bit higher line.
Finds a
Kurt
little.
Busch.
Oh, sorry, Rick. I was going to say, you mentioned that higher line. Well, Brad Keselowski find a little traction in that higher line. So it worked pretty good for him. But now we have Kurt Busch underneath him for the second position. We haven't talked a lot about the 41 tonight. And really, Rick, to be honest, really all summer. He comes out, he wins the Daytona 500 to start the year. They've had a lot of ups and downs all summer long. Maybe this is a good sign for the 41. They've run a little bit better as of late. A good run at Richmond. Seems like all these playoff cars, Rick, they're getting into playoff mode as they're coming.
And Martin Truex Jr. looking at the inside of Kyle Larson. Martin Truex Jr. wanting more playoff points. He's already won stage 2. Now He's out in front at Richmond again.
Shoot him, man.
We said this at Darlington. A lot of people think they have the 78 car has some kind of major plan. Plan they got is just fast racing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing the number of laps that they've led, how well they qualify, every kind of racetrack. It just doesn't seem to matter.
Talk about incredible seasons. Well, he is definitely the regular season champion. If he wins here, it's another 5 playoff points. Look at when the playoff points get reset. Martin Truex Jr. will have a huge lead as a caution comes out with under 4 to go. Now you can't count on that possibility of a sure win for Martin Truex Jr. There will be a restart.
Yeah, Rick, I looked up. The 15 was very, very slow. Derek Cope off turn 4, running high down the front stretch. It was hard to see if he had a tire down or if he just had an issue. He was definitely off their pace there down the front stretch. Here's the cause of the caution. You see the 15 gets all the way up. Wow, that's decent contact with the wall. You see all the debris flying. So I'm sure the 78, we just mentioned the 78 didn't want a yellow. Well, there you have it.
And the 78-42. They are on pit road. Dave.
8 laps ago, second place, Larson came on the radio and said a caution would be cool. He got it. 4 tires, adjusting for just a little bit loose, Marty. Parker.
77 Eric Jones watching a possible playoff berth if he can go up there and get that win. This pit crew, though, has made mistakes throughout the night, been a little bit slow, so they're hoping to put 4 Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel, and be perfect here, Marty.
His teammate Martin Truex Jr. hoping to hold serve and keep the lead here on pit road. Obviously, as good as that car has been all evening long, he's been very happy with it and does not want any changes. He went around that 22 car and is still in second. Actually fell back 1 spot into second, Rick. How about that?
Yeah, the 41 was able to get off pit road third, but it was a 42 of Kyle Larson who wins the race off of pit road. That could be a possible winning moment for Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson, the control car, coming out of 4. Green flag back in the air. We're overtime. A great restart for Martin Truex Jr. Little tire smoke coming out of the 18 as he was hard into turns 1 and 2. The 42 has cleared the 78. Going through 3 and 4. One more time around when they get the white flag. Kyle Larson out in front at Richmond. And up into the wall goes the 78 hard. Caution will come out. Kyle Larson will be the winner.
The 11, Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex made contact.
Kyle Larson wins at Richmond.
I'm proud of you, buddy. Good job.
Huge win. Think about this. Pit crew pulling it off late in the race, getting ready to start the playoffs. That's a huge confidence builder. Martin Truex Jr.
Great job, boys.
had a good restart. Kyle Larson had a better one.
Kyle Larson picks up another win and a huge, huge burnout. It was all about that last restart and that pit stop. Man, the team, they are so excited what they did through that last stop, man. How did you guys do that?
God, I got the greatest team out here, and definitely the best pit crew, and that showed tonight. So can't thank them guys enough. They were money all night long. We gained spots. So this win is a huge congrats to them. So Target Chevy was pretty good all night. The 78 was definitely the best, but I thought I was second best for most of the run. Would fall off late in the run, but came down to the last restart there and got a good start. Smelled my tires pretty bad and was a little nervous, but we cleared them into 1 and could judge that I was pulling away, and I was pretty excited about that. So can't thank Target, Credit One Bank, all of our partners enough. Chad Johnson, the whole gang over there. I'm really pumped for the playoffs. We've got a great shot at the championship, I feel like, this year, so looking forward to it.